position on the war is pretty simple. Get out. What about, though, trying to minimize the bloodbath that would certainly occur if we pull out in a hurry? What about protecting the thousands of Iraqis who have staked their lives in backing the U.S.? And would you leave troops in the region to take out any al-Qaeda camps that are developed after we leave?
The people who say there will be a bloodbath are the ones who said it would be a cakewalk, it would be a slam dunk, and that it would be paid for by oil. Why believe them? They've been wrong on everything they've said. So why not ask the people? Why not ask the people who advise not to go into the region and into the war? The war has not gone well one bit. Yes, I would leave completely. Why leave the troops in the region? It was the fact that we had troops in Saudi Arabia was one of the three reasons given for the attack on 9/11. So why leave them in the region? They don't want our troops on the Arabian Peninsula. We have no need for our national security to have troops on the Arabian Peninsula. And going into Iraq and Afghanistan and threatening Iran is the worst thing we can do for our national security. I am less safe. The American people are less safe for this. It's the policy that is wrong. Tactical movements and shifting troops around and taking in 30 more and reducing by 5, totally irrelevant. We need a new foreign policy that said we ought to mind our own business, bring our troops home, defend this country, defend our borders.
So Congressman Paul, and I'd like you to take 30 seconds to answer this. You're basically saying that we should take our marching orders from al-Qaeda. If they want us off the Arabian Peninsula, we should leave?
No. I'm saying we should take our marching orders from our Constitution. We should not go to war. We should not go to war without a declaration. We should not go to war when it's an aggressive war. This is an aggressive invasion. We've committed the invasion of this war, and it's illegal under international law. That's where I take my marching orders, not from any enemy.
Over this way. Hey.
The American
Everybody, am I even live? What's going on here? Hello. Yes, I'm here early. Wake the fuck up. Get out of bed already. And come watch the fucking show. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm noticing a pattern with Trump. I'm noticing Friday night going into the weekend, it's all fucking hints that we're going to be invading Iran, boots on the ground. And then as soon as it gets close to the markets opening, all of a sudden, the peace talks are going great. It's like the same strategy over and over. It's the same strategy he pulled last week. And I wonder how long it's going to work. Honestly, I don't know if I believe these peace talks are real. I don't know if it's just a head fake. Again, I've talked about this before. It's just to affect the markets, or if they're real. I sure hope they're real. But on Friday, he said to tune into Mark Levine. And, this is pulled up. And what did Mark Levine have to say on Friday night? Or was this, I think it was Friday night, right? Let me pull this up. Hello, everybody. Share this out. Smash the thumbs up. All the good stuff. Links are in the description if you want to support the show. It's much appreciated. Super chats as well. Thank you for the 20, St. Onion. St. Onion super chatted before I was live, so it didn't really get the notification. Apparently, if I come on at 5 o'clock, this is no good either. Apparently, this show only is going to be successful as a very late show. You know, I couldn't do it late tonight because I woke up too early today. I would have been too exhausted by 9 o'clock to do a good show. I would have been brain dead. So I'm like, let me just go at 5. And we'll do a 5 o'clock show. But fuck, apparently I can. Nobody's around at 5. Like, other people can do different times and it's fine. if I manipulate the time at all, if I like try to do an early show, it's like, forget about it. So crazy. So crazy. All right. So let's pull up the shit from day. I hope everybody's doing good, by the way. See what we got. Well, we'll start it off with the Lindsey Graham stuff. The Lindsey Graham stuff is really weird. It is really sus when you're a single guy going to Disneyland by yourself. And so yeah, this TMZ had this report. I guess they got people following old Lindsey around. But this is the report from TMZ. Let me pull this off so you can see the whole thing here. Here we go. Lindsey Graham living in Fantasyland as government shutdown drags on. Here he is at Disneyland.
Nachanateo super chatted $2. Starting early will help sleep schedule.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I don't know, dude. The fact that I did a little a Ron Paul clip that I fucking love, and I'm like, yeah, this is nice. I wish this is who Trump was still. I wish this was the talking points of the right, and we didn't go full neocon. And I was literally, it was like nobody was joining, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one. I don't know, dude. Like right now, it's struggling to hold 40 concurrent viewers. I'm like, damn. I guess I cannot change it. I can either do it at 9 or later, because I notice if I go later than 9, I still do all right. But if I go earlier than 9, the show does not go out. Like none of the regular viewers are on the internet, I guess, is what's going on. But thank you for the 2, man. Yeah, here's Lindsey Graham at Disneyland with his, I don't know, his little princess thing. What the fuck is that? Lindsey Graham looks like a full-blown Disney adult on spring break because we got a new photo of him on Space Mountain at Disney's World's Magic Kingdom. I've never been to Disney World. Not once. Actually, I did. I went to the one in California. Which one is it? The one in California is Disneyland, right? I get them confused. When I was really young. I remember I liked Universal Studios. Universal Studios was way better. Lindsey Graham said he was doing business in Florida and just made a short pit stop at Disney World, but based on this new photo, he was a full-blown tourist. Someone who answered TMZ's call to shoot photos and videos of members of Congress on vacay while thousands of federal workers go unpaid shot this pic, showing Lindsey strolling in the tangled area of Magic Kingdom on Friday night carrying a bubble wand. What the fuck is going on? He doesn't have kids, right? It is a little creepy, dude. I'd be like, I don't know if Lindsey's gay, but I think it's a safe bet that Lindsey Graham is gay. I don't know. It's just a little weird, ain't it? Just a little weird. The area is like a Fantasyland, which is on the nose. Congress is living in one, with each side blaming the other for its failures to reach a compromise that would reopen the government, believing voters are buying what they're selling. As for the bubble wand, an eyewitness tells us he was holding it for a little girl while she was using the bathroom. Sure. Sure you were, dude. Sure you were, bro. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. So yeah. Just a reminder, this old fun clip.
Hey, Lindsey, why don't you just admit that you're gay and then people won't blackmail you anymore?
He's a sweet little Disney princess, man. Queen Lindsey, dude. The latest Disney princess. He's a sick fuck, really, dude. Like, he's probably one of the sickest, most disgusting individuals in Washington. And he's the face of MAGA now. That's kind of the reality of it. Like, all these people that are just going along with the new fucking neocon talking points, like, you're essentially Lindsey Graham's bitch. You'll be like, well, I hate Lindsey Graham. Oh, yeah, but you're using all of his talking points. Yeah, but it's essentially, this is the face of MAGA now. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is why I don't associate or call myself MAGA anymore. America first. Anna Kasparian airdrop Lindsey Graham in the middle of Iran. Can we do that? Is that possible? Like, can we actually do that? Because I mean, if there was a vote, dude, I would show up for that vote. I think everybody, if we had a vote across this country as to whether or not we should airlift Lindsey Graham and drop him off into Iran, I think 90% of the population would show up. For the first time, we'd have like the largest voter turnout of all time just to vote to send Lindsey Graham into Iran. I would love to see that, bro. We need to make it like a reality show as well. We got to send him with a camera crew and just document his attempts at survival.
Guide 9574 super chatted $2.
What's up, Dante?
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.
It's much appreciated. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, share it out, especially shows like this where I go early and nobody shows up. Sharing is much appreciated. But yeah, I agree with Anna here.
I have an idea. Why don't we just like airdrop Lindsey Graham in the middle of Iran right now? Or Lebanon. Why doesn't he fight Hezbollah himself? I'd love to see it.
Let's send him with his little Disney
I have
wand.
an idea. Why don't we?
His little magic Disney wand and just drop him off in the middle of Iran. Oh, dude. I just wonder about the people of South Carolina. Like, why have you continued to vote for this retard? Like, I hope everybody in South Carolina is volunteering to go to the front lines in Iran. Here's Tim Dillon talking about Lindsey. Here's him actually. I don't even think he's talking about Lindsey. He's talking about people that go to Disney World without children, and because they're sick.
Do you have strong feelings about Disney?
Yeah, I do.
Alliance became a member.
What's up, Joshua? Thank you, brother.
It's terrible.
Welcome to the team.
You think Disney's terrible?
I think it's become terrible.
I kind of agree with that, but I can't quite articulate why.
I couldn't imagine spending having a worse time than having to spend a day at Disney. There's no appeal of that for me. Like, there's no appeal whatsoever. Like, Universal Studios is cool. Like, I don't know what it is now, but when I went, they had the Jaws thing where, like, I remember, like, being in, like, a little boat or whatever, or there's this little boat in a lake, and then, like, Jaws comes out and, like, snatches the guy. And there was a King Kong thing where it looks real, looks like King Kong's coming after you. All kinds of cool shit. The Back to the Future car, I remember seeing that when I was at Universal Studios. But Disney, like, what the fuck? As a grown man spending time at Disney, if you're not taking your kids, then yeah, I think you should probably be locked up. You should at least be investigated, you know? You should be looking over your computers.
Well, it's lazy.
Disney's lazy?
It's like, when people take their kids on vacation there, it's like, I understand it, but there's other places to go that are real, that have actual.
Is that what it is? Is Asmongoy live? Do I share too much of an audience with Asmongoy? Is that what's going on? I don't even know when Asmon goes live. The only time I see Asmon is his little 2-minute clips.
History. You could teach your kids about the country. You could teach them about anything. You could teach them about things that have actually happened. I don't think Disney World is a terrible place.
Right, well, if you guys enjoy the show at 5, I'm glad you enjoy it. This will probably be the last show I do at 5
is to go, but you shouldn't be doing it.
I'll be back to the 9 o'clock tomorrow, boys, or around 9 later.
Neon super chatted $5, holding it for a child while they use the bathroom. Like that sounds better. SMH. Can't make it up anymore.
And the thing is, I don't even believe it. I believe he got that fucking magic wand for himself, because his dream is always to be a little Disney princess, and he got to live out his dream for a day.
Every year, there's people that go every year. There's people that go without children. There's people that go
without children. Why
yes,
without children?
Because people are sick. I mean, there's this whole, there's this whole group of Disney adults, people that really enjoy Disney World. They meet their wives at Disney World. They meet their husbands at Disney World, and that yet somehow then not procreate. And they love it, and they say they remain children forever, and which I don't think is the goal of life. And yeah, I just think it's it's upsetting when I see it.
So it's like an emotional retardation that gets.
Yeah, you're looking at people that are stunted. They're unable for whatever reason to access there's a lot of art in America. There's, a lot of literature. There's a lot of film. It's not all cartoons. It's not all Disney. Not to take anything away from, a lot of the great Disney classics, but it's supposed to be the beginning of your journey and not the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, The Little Mermaid is supposed to start you off, but then you go and find other things. And what's terribly depressing to me, or disturbing, or both, is that you have people that are still as into it as they were when they were 5, except they're 40. I think that's a big problem.
And it's not cheap either. I mean, I've never been.
It's hot. It's very hot, and it's not cheap. And it's they have all these meal plans now that they offer people, which is like these terrible.
Do they even have like cool roller coasters or anything like that? I mean, I know they have rides and shit, but to me, like Six Flags is cool because there's roller coasters and shit. I still wouldn't go by myself. Even Six Flags, I wouldn't go by myself. That's creepy, dude. As a fucking old man, you're going to a theme park by yourself. I mean, Lindsey's probably up all night just dreaming about, oh, how many more people can we bomb today? Oh. And then in the morning, he's like, I'm going to be a Disney princess. I'm going to be a little Disney princess. Hilarious. I don't know, man. It's sad. It's really sad because these are the guys, the neocons are the ones that like I really wanted to get fucking out of the Republican Party. I thought like MAGA was a complete fucking like 100% against neocons like Lindsey Graham. And then somehow they seem to be dictating the fucking decision making in MAGA. It's crazy, dude. Here's Alex Jones going off on Lindsey.
Lindsey Graham is walking around by himself with a baby blue and pink princess scepter. I know because I bought basically that exact scepter. I know because I bought, I went and looked it up online, similar little princess scepter for my 3 daughters. You hit a button and it all flashes with lights and stuff. So the point is he's got a girl's toy and he's walking around talking to Mickey Mouse and people looking completely insane. Look at him on TV. He constantly talks about killing people and then he goes, I can't make the John Wayne Gacy face he makes. You know what it is. He'll just go.
I saw this earlier with Alex and I was like, let me see if I can find that actual face for the thumbnail. And there it was. The thumbnail. I was like, oh, yeah, there he is going. It's like, oh, I guess Alex is not exaggerating. It's really the faces he makes. It is creepy how much he sticks his tongue out like that.
And I can't even do it. It's like a Brian Stelter face. He'll just go like, I mean, he literally turns into a demon on television. Now he's running around with a princess scepter. Now, Lindsey Graham is a longtime lawyer. He commanded a desk in the military. And when I first saw this, I thought it was a parody. No, there's video and photos of him at Disney World by himself.
Lindsey Graham attacks Iran on Monday, blows bubbles at Disney alone on Sunday. The man's got range and no friends.
It's sad and pathetic, man. He really is like, I mean, I imagine he's going to burn in hell so fucking hard. I really can't wrap my head around how people like Lindsey Graham are literally still influential. I know that it might seem like clickbait or whatever, but no, Lindsey Graham literally right now seems like he is the face of MAGA. He's definitely like taken over the decision making because we're doing exactly what fucking Lindsey Graham wants. It's weird, man. It's weird. I thought we were and then who are we going to primary out? We're going to primary out fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey, but no, not Lindsey Graham. Not the guy that everybody in MAGA was supposed to hate. They still pretend like they hate him. Meanwhile, they're all using his talking points. Come on now. Thank you, brother.
With a pink princess wand, scepter, walking around talking to children. This is not a joke. This is not a game. The guy that's trying to get us into nuclear war and total war with Russia and everybody else was photographed and videotaped jumping around playing with a guy in a Mickey Mouse outfit.
But where's that?
While he has a purple princess scepter in his hand.
I haven't seen that. All I've seen is this still frame. I would like to get video of him jumping around. He's like hugging Mickey Mouse and shit.
Does that make you feel good about what we're doing? Yes, he's walking around with no family with him, no children. He's not married. He's just wandering around with a pink princess scepter, staring at children. It's completely insane. Any man, I've never even known a man, I mean, it's well known who does go there. Any men going alone to Disney World, Disneyland, are sickos.
Can you think of an example like, okay, maybe they're just, I mean, like, okay, John McCarter, I would understand. John's an autistic man who loves Disney, right? I don't understand it, but God bless you, John. I actually did check out Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. I pulled up because John recommended one. Obviously, I can't play. John wanted me to play one of the clips. I can't play any Disney, John. They'll hit me so hard. Disney's very strict. But I went and checked it out on my own time, and it's like a zombies musical. And I don't understand it, John, but I know you love it. And like somebody like John, I understand because John's, he's an autistic gentleman. But other than that, normal dudes spending a day at Disney, I think we should lock them up. I don't even think we need a trial. Oh, you went to Disney by yourself? Okay. Step here, please. Hands behind your back. I'm taking you to jail. Fuck you, dude. I mean, we can't take any chances, bro. We can't take any chances. So yeah, Lindsey Graham, we need to drop him off in Iran with some Mickey Mouse ears and his little Disney fucking princess scepter, whatever the fuck that shit is.
And they're sure as hell not serious people. Because, buddy, you're trying to get us into total war. You better be in a situation where you're 18 hours a day. I know I am. So this is the type of compromised scum. By the way, it all came out in the Doge investigations, what we already knew. He's been the bag man with McCain on...
At ST.0 Neon super chatted $2. We love John.
Yes, we do love John. And we love that John loves Disney so much.
Tens of billions of dollars.
It's
Al-Qaeda,
charming.
ISIS, and Boko Haram. That's all come out now. The people running against him in South Carolina are calling for his arrest for treason. But he's the one fighting the Muslims, but he's the one actually secretly running them, other than Iran.
Yeah, there's a lot coming out. Like Tucker did that the documentary about Netanyahu where it's like they funded Hamas. It's a lot of weird, shady shit with Netanyahu. You should check out that documentary. I haven't seen it all. I've seen some clips from it, but I don't know, man. I think Netanyahu at some point shit's gonna come out. I think at some point, I don't know. He seems like he is pretty fucking corrupt. And then there's too much weird shit around October 7th where even people in Israel are suspicious as to how the fuck that went down and why it seems like it took so long to respond to it. And yeah, they definitely by way of Qatar, they were funding Hamas. So it's strange, a lot of weird shit, dude. And we've done the same thing. Like whoever we're funding, it seems like 10 years later, we'll be fighting the same terrorist group that we were funding 10 years before. It's really weird how that works. Kind of suspicious.
It's incredible. You cannot make this up because Lindsey Graham is walking around by himself with a baby blue and pink princess scepter. I know because I bought basically that exact scepter. I know because I bought I went and looked it up online.
For your daughters, right? Not for yourself. Please.
Similar little princess scepter for my 3 daughters. You hit a button and it all flashes with lights and stuff.
I wouldn't let my kids watch Disney.
So the point is he's got a girl's toy and he's walking around talking to Mickey Mouse and people looking completely insane. Look at him on TV. He constantly talks about killing people and then he goes, I can't make the John Wayne Gacy face he makes. You know what it is. He'll just go, and I can't even do it. It's like a Brian Stelter face. He'll just go like, I mean, he literally turns into a demon on television. Now he's running around with a princess scepter. Like the Nazi field marshals, equivalent of their chairman and their joint chiefs, they all had the scepters. But they were like, scepters of blue and gold coil with an eagle on the top or a skull. Still a power trip, still arrogant, still, weird. But they didn't have a pink princess scepter. Pink princess scepter. In fact, can we put that back on the screen and blow that up? I'm going to get into that more because we got more on that. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. There is our field marshal. The man with the pink
not a good looking
princess scepter making that same weird face he makes constantly. A demonic zombie stumbling around Disney World. Totally oblivious to how bizarre that is. I mean, if I caught myself at Disney World with a pink princess scepter, I would ask, what happened to me? What did I get conked on the head? Have I have amnesia? Did somebody give me PCP or something? But no, he's just the guy that basically says he runs Trump's foreign policy and is a total Israeli operative. And his off time, he goes by himself to Disney World to walk around all day and talk to kids and talk to people dressed up in Disney character outfits and carry a pink scepter. See, truth is stranger than fiction. You couldn't make that up. You couldn't make that up, but it's real.
I'm sure they're going to come out and be like, oh, he was there with his friends and his friends' kids and blah, blah, blah. They'll have some sort of cover up for this, you know. Oh, the woke right are lying again. He was there with his kids, with his friends' kids or his nieces and nephews. I don't care. It's still fun. Fuck you, Lindsey.
It's real.
Don't be a warmonger, okay? I mean, maybe if you weren't such a warmongering piece of shit, we'd give you the benefit of the doubt, but, you know.
He's not at home with his wife having dinner because he didn't have a wife, folks. And he's a lot more than just gay. And he's totally compromised. You know what he is, folks. I want to make a
Yeah. I wonder if all the Epstein files, like all the covering up of the Epstein files, it was all just Lindsey Graham, all the shit he was up to. I don't know, man. It sucks that these neocons are still in power. Podcaster Adam Sosnick is just, he's a fucking joke, dude. Dave Smith destroyed him the other day. Podcaster Adam Sosnick defends Lindsey Graham for being Israel first.
Doesn't have to be one or the other. Am I America first or am I Israel first? America to me is like my mom, and Israel is like my grandma.
Such a dumb fucking... no, America is your country, and Israel is another country that's not your country, okay? They're not family members. Israel's not your grandma. Israel's not your meemaw. Israel's another fucking country that has no concern for whether or not we're successful. In fact, I tend to think Israel wants us to not be successful. I mean, it sure seems like one of the goals here is to kind of completely destroy our economy through this warmongering. Maybe they can bring in their new world order or whatever, you know, their great reset. But yeah, it's just, this is such a fucking disaster. People are still coping because we haven't really felt the pain here, but other countries like Australia, like they're already planning like lockdowns. I think it was Italy. The PM of Italy was like, if I can't even sleep now because what I see coming down the pipeline is going to be so bad for my country that I can't even sleep. They better walk this shit off the ledge real quick, dude. Because it's going to be a disaster, man. It's going to be a fucking disaster. I think the Brent crude oil or whatever is up to like 112 today. And that's even with Trump trying to be like, oh, we're making peace deals. Peace deals are coming, guys. We'll get to that next.
If I had to choose, I'm going to pick my mom. But that doesn't mean I don't love my grandma. This whole like...
Oh, Israel's like my grandma. You don't like your grandma?
Elementary, are you America first?
That's some good fucking propaganda, right? Like, oh, you don't like Israel? You don't like your grandma?
Or are you America?
Nah, fuck grandma, okay?
First or Israel first? You're able to do a couple different things there.
Did you follow it?
Sorry, grandma.
Oh my God!
I love my grandma.
When you take that angle, I mean, you create like right now. You know what's going to happen with mom and brother.
Oh, they're watching.
Do you realize that's it? We just lost his mom to what?
Let me tell you something. You pick your mother.
So fucking dumb, dude. So dumb, bro. Can we just focus on like this country? Can we focus on like making life better for our citizens? Because we're worried about everything else, it seems like, as a government than like actually taking care of the citizens of the country you're supposed to represent. And then you got idiots like Adam Sosnick who's like, oh, Israel's my grandma and America's my mom. And, dude, shut the fuck up. Move to Israel then. Go live with your grandma, dude. Go live with your fucking grandma. So yeah, this is, as the weekend was coming up, this is the shit that was going on. Trump was telling everybody to watch Mark Levine's show because it's very important. It's very important to watch Mark Levine's show. I mean, they're working out. This is obviously all fucking propaganda to me. They're like, yeah, we'll have Mark Levine try to sell everybody on troops on the boots on the ground. And it's like, Mark Levine, like, dude, it's like you're getting the fucking third string fucking catcher. You know, like nobody gives a fuck about Mark Levine, dude. But yeah, so Mark Levine came out and this is what he had to say. This was going into the weekend. As we go into the weekend, they ramp up all the war talk. And then as soon as Sunday night comes, then it's all just fucking like, oh, actually, we're working on peace deals. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to keep the market from going crazy. You think like on Friday and Saturday, we can really push up. Once the market closes, we can really start to like try to sell people on the war. But then once Sunday hits, we got to go back and, it's all peace. We're talking about peace. We're talking about peace because so the market's calmed down. But I don't know. I'm starting to really not buy that these peace talks are legit. And they're just a strategy just to calm the markets down. I hope I'm wrong, but that's my fucking instinct on this. This is just some bullshit, to be honest.
The president has to. People are bringing information to him, and he has to worry about all these things. Now, one other thing. Troops on the ground. He said no troops on the ground. I don't remember that in any campaign speech either. But why would we need troops on the ground?
So Friday night, Trump tells everybody to watch this fucking loser. Oh, look at that. He's doing a Lindsey Graham. Look at that. He's like salivating just thinking about sending troops to die. Oh, I love it when American troops die. For Israel, especially for Israel. Put your tongue back in your mouth, fuckhead. But yeah, I don't know. This is why I'm just like, it's hard to believe these peace talks, especially when Iran's like, there are no peace talks. What are you fucking talking about?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. And we wouldn't need 300,000 of them. It's this uranium, too. We've got to get the uranium.
No, we don't. We don't got to do anything, dude. What we need to do is actually worry about our country instead of making life even harder for Americans doing more of this fucking... go watch the Ron Paul clip at the beginning. I love the way he sums it up. And people say, when I say that shit, people say, you're fucking crazy. If America's not involved in every fucking foreign little thing, then we're gonna fucking we're gonna crumble and we're gonna lose all of our power. It's like, dude, this is the thing actually fucking us. This is the thing that's completely destroyed the buying power of the average American, got us in all this debt and constantly having to print money. And it's like, oh, let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep spending all kinds of money on foreign bullshit. That really, at the end of the day, no matter how much they grift to you that it's important, and it's really not important to us. It's really not. Like, we don't have to give a fuck about any of that shit going on, dude. And in fact, like Rand Paul said, it actually makes the world more dangerous for American citizens. No, it doesn't make the world safer, and it hasn't at all. It's the idea that, oh, we're going to go in and kill a bunch of terrorists and we're going to end terrorism. No, we just create more terrorists. Every terrorist we kill, it just spawns more terrorists because it makes people hate us. And it makes more people want to become terrorists. It's just fucking dumb. Strategy's dumb. Not good for America, but they just keep pushing it.
If it cannot be...
There he goes again with that tongue.
We've got to get the uranium.
Look at that. He just loves sticking that tongue out, man. Maybe they are reptilians.
If it cannot be destroyed, if it cannot be altered, we got to get it. For the reason I just said. You can make dirty bombs, and over time you can still make sophisticated missiles. So you need to get to the uranium. That's why I'm reading in the paper, we're talking about the 82nd Airborne, we're talking about these various special forces and the various military services and so forth. He's not talking about sending regular army and infantry in by the hundreds of thousands. The men he's talking about, the units he's talking about, they are specialized. And you know what else? I remember from my days in the Reagan administration. Many of them are trained for a moment like this.
So they're going to go in and just carry the uranium out? They're going to go into a country with a million at least people, you know, 1 million fucking soldiers. And we're just going to walk in and grab the uranium and just walk out. They're not going to just like bombard you with fucking drones 24/7. And it's I think there's 50,000 troops we have stationed right now in the Middle East. So what we're going to send in, 50,000. And it's going to be a fucking bloodbath, dude. It's going to be the thing as well that probably, if we do this, it's going to be guaranteed this is going to be long-term forever war. Because once we start having casualties, That's going to piss off the American people. There's going to be great propaganda to be like, oh, look, they killed American soldiers. Look at this drone that killed American soldiers. These terrorists need to be taken out. And then the American people will probably, not all of them, but I think you'll get more people that are like, yeah, fuck these guys. They're killing our soldiers and blah, 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 blah. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around how drastically MAGA has transformed into retards, complete fucking retards. Like everybody that's left pushing the MAGA shit, I don't know, it's cult level behavior. Maybe a lot of them are they were always neocons. You know, they always felt this way, but they kind of kept their mouths shut when we were all talking about no new wars and all that. They were just kind of like, but it's crazy. It's crazy what MAGA has become. Sad, to be honest.
To try and secure enriched uranium. Many have been trained for moments like this.
No, a big part of why the numbers are low, in my opinion, because, you know, you can only guess, is my show doesn't get, like, you'll see all the time people be like, I didn't get a notification. They have notifications turned on. They don't get them. So I have to rely more on coming on at a regular time so that people know when I'm on and know to look for the show. Because if I have to rely on YouTube to put it in front of the people who want the show, it's shit. So I'll just have to keep doing 9. I mean, this is the thing. Yesterday I wanted to do a late show, but I'm waking up super fucking early now. Like my schedule's flipped to where like I'm up at like 6 a.m. So come 9 p.m., I'm fucking brain dead. I'm already kind of brain dead right now. I probably should have did a show even earlier today. But yeah, tomorrow I'll figure it out. I'll make sure I sleep later and get the late show again so the regulars can be here. But so, you know, I figured what the fuck, we'll try 5 o'clock.
I guess what I'm trying to say is we are in good hands. No, not with Allstate, but with President Trump. Because he's a man with enormous intelligence, enormous common sense. He's not an ideologue. He doesn't run around with slogans. He's prudential. He looks at the facts, he looks at the challenge, and he's dealing with it now. You might say, but he's negotiating a peace deal. First of all, did you look at those 15 points that were in the media? You know what that was? That was unconditional surrender. The Iranians apparently said no. The president said, okay.
So on Friday, the peace deal is not working, and we need ground troops. But on Monday, all of a sudden, the peace deal's working. Because this is what we got starting. Here's some more about the troops coming in.
Hey guys, good morning. After 4 weeks of war in the Middle East, the conflict
this is from this weekend.
Grinds on.
Saturday,
Reports
I believe.
indicate the United States is preparing for a possible weeks-long ground operation in Iran that would include thousands of U.S. service members. Over the weekend, the USS Tripoli, manned with 3,500 troops, including 2,500 Marines, arrived in the CENTCOM area of operation. If an operation is ordered to seize Iranian oil facilities or enriched uranium, it's expected that both special forces and conventional forces would be used. This comes as the United States and Israel launched a series of strikes against Iranian military infrastructure over the weekend, including hitting Iran's nuclear development facilities.
In Operation Rising Lion, we hit very hard the entire chain of nuclear production in Iran. We hit everything from the production capabilities in the factories, all the components.
They knocked out power too. I heard they did it. They have some technology where they can knock out the power without destroying the grid. So that's what they did. And yeah, it keeps ramping up. So Trump keeps talking about all this peace shit. Meanwhile, it all keeps ramping up. Iran hit Kuwait's desalinization plant. Iran is like still hitting the fuck out of Israel. But then come Monday, oh, the peace talks are going so great, guys. So great.
To the centrifuges and beams and so on. The entire production chain was hit. It was affected. It was delayed, but it was not completely destroyed.
With the Israelis looking east, they're also looking north, where early Saturday, an IDF soldier from Connecticut was killed in southern Lebanon by a Hezbollah rocket. His name was Moshe Katz, and he was 22 years old.
So, yeah. It's crazy how the weekend, it's like, okay, now the markets are closed. Now we can really start fucking selling people on boots on the ground. But we only got till Sunday night, and then Trump's going to have to come out and start talking about peace. It really seems like it's just to manipulate the markets. It really does. Pentagon weighs week-long ground ops in Iran as USS Tripoli, carrying roughly 3,500 troops, deploys to the region. Yeah, I've heard we got 50,000 troops in the area now. And this is Sunday night. This came out last night. And obviously, what are we here? Oh, the peace deals are going great. They're giving us all kinds of gifts.
Getting a lot of the things that they should have given us a long time ago. We'll see how it works out, but they're very good. Moving along very nicely. They've destroyed a lot of additional targets today. The Navy's gone, the Air Force is gone, we know that. But we destroyed many, many targets today. It was a big day. And we are negotiating with them directly and indirectly. We have emissaries, but we also are dealing directly. And as you know, they've agreed to send 8 boats 2 days ago, and then they added another 2, so it was 10 boats. And now today they gave us as a tribute, I don't know, I can't define it exactly, but they gave us, I think out of a sign of respect, 20 boats of oil, big boats of oil.
This is always weird too. It's just the same repeat strategy from last week. Before the markets open, you talk about how great the peace deals are going, and now they gave us another 10 boats through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran denies all of this. It's, I don't know, man.
Going through the Hormuz Strait, and that's taking place starting tomorrow.
Yeah, every time I see the USS Tripoli, it makes me think of Sam Tripoli.
Tomorrow morning.
Me too.
Over the next couple of days, a lot of boats.
I need to get Sam back on.
And I would only say that we're doing extremely well in that negotiation, but you never know with Iran because we negotiate with them and then we always have to blow them up, whether it's the B-2 bombers or just terminating, as an example, the Iran nuclear deal done by Barack Hussein Obama, probably the worst deal we've ever done as a country, one of the dumbest deals we've ever done. But I terminated it, unfortunately, otherwise right now they'd have a nuclear weapon.
You mean, look, I'm not a fan of Obama. I think Obama was pretty terrible, but you mean the deal you're now trying to work out with them? The deal that was already in place for them not to fucking develop nuclear weapons that you tore up, and now you're trying to make that same deal again? But that deal was terrible? Okay. Make it make sense.
And we did the attack with the B-2 bombers, and we stopped them from having nuclear. And now we had to blow them up again. And we will probably, I think we'll make a deal with them, pretty sure. Whether it's possible, we won't. But we've had regime change, if you look already, because the one regime was decimated, destroyed. They're all dead.
They use decimated so much. And it's like, just use destroyed. Okay, because decimated just means you took out 10%. That's nothing. That's decimated. Decimated is if you have a fucking, a military, you took out 10% of it, which is fucking nothing. I don't know why they keep saying decimated all the time.
The next regime is mostly dead. And the third regime, we're dealing with different people than anybody's dealt with before. It's a whole different group of people.
Oh, this time we're going to make peace. It's a new group.
So I would consider that regime change. And frankly, they've been very reasonable.
So now we're successful. We've successfully done regime change, guys. Even though the regime is probably more hardline and fucking worse than, I mean, say what you want about the Ayatollah. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge it, but it's even our own intelligence agency said this. He had a fatwa on developing nuclear weapons, and then we took that guy out. And I guarantee you the new guys, they're probably going to be a little more hardline, a little more radical than the last guys, believe it or not. That tends to be what happened. So yeah, I don't know. Again, this is all so fishy, bro.
So I think we've had regime change. I mean, you can't do much better than that. The regime that was really bad, really evil was the first one. That was done. The second was appointed, and they're gone. They're all dead, other than one who may have a little life, you know. And then there really are the third group, and the third group of people that seem to be much more reasonable. It truly is regime change. And regime change is an imperative, but I think we have it automatically.
The third group is more reasonable as they fucking drop all kinds of missiles all over the world. As they start hitting all the fucking... By the way, supposedly we hit some universities in Iran. And I think we have till like the end of today to apologize for it, or they're going to start hitting our universities in that region. So yeah, they're much more reasonable, guys. Much more reasonable. This is so stupid, dude. It just feels like they're just fucking clueless, man. It really does. And then this came out this morning, in case the markets, didn't get the message Sunday night. The United States of America is in serious discussions with a new and more reasonable regime to end our military operations in Iran. Great progress has been made, but if for a reason a deal is not shortly reached, which it probably will be, and if the Hormuz Strait is not immediately open for business, we will conclude our lovely stay in Iran by blowing up and completely obliterating all of their electric generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, and possibly all desalinization plants. Like, I guess we don't care about the laws around warfare anymore. I mean, isn't that fucking technically? I mean, if Iran did that shit, we'd be like, oh, they're breaking international law. They're a bunch of terrorists. But then if we do it, it's not a big deal, right? Because the laws don't apply to us, I guess. And yeah, it's crazy how all we want from this is to get back to where we were before the war started, which is the Strait of Hormuz being open. This is a victory, guys. This is a victory. What have we won? We've won the Strait of Hormuz being closed. And now the whole war is about reopening the Strait of Hormuz. This shit just makes no sense. Where did I leave off? Which we have purposely not yet touched. This will be in retribution for our many soldiers and others that Iran has butchered and killed over the regime's 47-year reign of terror. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So yeah, hopefully the markets will calm down now because of this message. I think that's all this is, dude. I don't think we're really making any progress with peace deals with them. I think this is just every Monday you're going to get this message from Trump. This is his way of trying to mitigate the disaster of the markets and the cost of oil from going too crazy. And I don't think this strategy is going to keep working every week. Like next week, it's probably going to have less effect than it had this week because people are going to figure out what the fuck is going on here. Like, there's no intention of making peace at this moment. He's just trying to fucking calm the markets down. See, and Iran has been saying the whole time, every time Trump does this, Iran comes out and says, this is not true. We are not fucking talking to him about peace deals.
هیچ مذاکره مستقیمی تا الان با آمریکا نداشتیم.
So he says we've had no direct discussions with America. No direct negotiations with America so far. Yeah, but that is a way of wording it because no direct. But apparently Pakistan is the one who's kind of the intermediary who's working on this deal. Boy, we got to rely on Pakistan, huh? That's going to be fun.
نداشتیم از آخرین دور مذاکراتی تا الان درخواستایی بسیار زیاده خواهانه و غیر واقع بینانه و غیر منطقی بوده. نشستایی که پاکستان با کشورهای همسایه داره، خب چارچوبی است که خودشون تأسیس کردن. ما در این چارچوب مشارکتی نداشتیم. تنگه هرمز مگر تا قبل از 9 اسفند بسته بود. ایران در همه این سالها، در این چند دهه، نگاهبان رایگان تردد دریانوردی در منطقه خلیج فارس و تنگه هرمز بوده. اتفاقی که الان دوچارش شده دنیا ناشی از تجاوز نظامی آمریکا و رژیم صهیونیستی است.
So, I don't know. I mean, obviously anything that comes out of Iran is all propaganda, but if it comes out from our government, it's not propaganda. So, take everything with a fucking grain of salt, dude. That's the reality. Everything's fog of war. Everybody's lying. But to me, I've had people tell me, oh, well, why are you listening to this? And that guy's this puppet, and this is a Russian shill account, and this is like, bro, I'm going to take information from everybody. I don't care where the source is, who the source is. If there's some information there, if they're saying something, I'm going to listen. But again, I'm going to listen with the understanding that there's a lot of lies. You can't take anybody's word for anything. But I'm going to fucking use every source. And Al Jazeera is like, everybody's talking shit. Al Jazeera is so terrible. It's like, well, I thought they were, Qatari media. And I thought Qatar was our allies. But I guess Qatar is not. I guess Qatar's on Iran's side, right? So yeah, anything that's just not straight up from Trump's propaganda outlets, then we can't listen to it, right? That's what they say. White House press secretary on talks with Iran. Despite all of the public posturing you hear from the regime and false reporting, talks are continuing and going well. What is said publicly is, of course, much different than what's being communicated to us privately. Okay, well, I guess I got to take your word for it.
It's no surprise that we are seeing the remaining elements of the regime become increasingly eager to end the destruction and come to the negotiating table while they still can. Despite all of the public posturing you hear from the regime and false reporting, talks are continuing and going well.
Really, because when you get outside of this little bubble, what you hear is that Iran right now feels like they're winning. And they do not want to stop because they don't feel like they're losing. They feel like they're winning, and they feel like America's setting themselves into a trap. And they would love probably to see boots on the ground. I think they would welcome it because they feel like we're walking into a fucking trap. And I kind of can't disagree with that. I feel like we're walking into a trap. Either way, whatever you want to talk about military strategy, like beyond that, this is just terrible decision making and doesn't help the American people. So in that sense, it's just a waste of fucking time. A complete waste of fucking time.
What is said publicly is, of course, much different than what's being communicated to us privately. As a result, President Trump issued a 10-day pause to postpone planned strikes on Iranian power plants.
And I used to think she was cute. Now I think she's just a fat little piggy.
And energy infrastructure. This remains a truly once-in-a-generation opportunity for the regime to make a good deal with the United States.
I'll be honest, I trust Al Jazeera's reporting on this war way more than I trust Fox fucking News or CNN or any American outlet. So, sue me.
Permanently abandon their nuclear ambitions and stop acting as the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism. If the Iranians reject this golden opportunity, the greatest military in the history of the world continues to stand by to provide President Trump with every option available to ensure this regime continues to pay a grave price. One way or another, Iran will no longer have the credible ability to threaten the United States or our allies, which is, of course, the overall objective and mission the president set out when he launched Operation Epic Fury.
Whatever you say, you fat little piggy. Yeah, I don't like her anymore. She's a little warmongering.
This remains a truly once-in-a-generation opportunity for the regime to make a good deal with the United States, permanently abandon their nuclear ambitions, and stop acting as the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism. If the Iranians reject this golden opportunity, the greatest military in the history of the world continues to stand by to provide President Trump with every option available to ensure this regime continues to pay a grave price. One way or another, Iran will no longer have the credible ability to threaten the United States or our allies, which is, of course, the overall objective and mission the president set out when he...
I can't believe we got this George Bush-style war on terror fucking talking points coming from a MAGA administration. What a fucking head fake, dude. This whole thing, man. This whole thing is such a fucking... I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I can vote again. I don't know if I can trust anybody again.
He launched Operation Epic Fury. This remains a truly once-in-a-generation...
She's pregnant? Well, she's still a fat little pregnant piggy. Fat little piggy. She was a fat little piggy before she was pregnant. White House Secretary on negotiations with Iran. Anything they say to us privately will be tested, and we will ensure that they're being held accountable to their word.
Well, that's part of the ongoing process that's taking place and the ongoing negotiations. Of course, anything that they say to us privately will be tested, and we will ensure that they are being held accountable.
Joss WW2 super chatted $5. Oink oink. Will YT let me say that? Not letting me super chat some things.
Yeah, it's rough. You gotta work around the censorship, man. The censorship's heavy. And because of Trump's complete inability to address, I mean, this is something like in 2020, he had a plan. He was talking about it, talking about the issues with social media and the censorship of social media. And I guess we're not going to do anything about it. And then the Democrats will take over and censorship will get worse. So, yeah, we're going to have to learn to speak new languages, guys. We're going to have to learn to Instead of saying, suicide, we have to say unalived. Like, we're going to have to come up with a whole new language to get around all this bullshit censorship, this AI automatic censorship, dude. But yeah, I'm glad it allowed you to say oink, oink. Oink, oink. Thank you for the 5, brother.
To their word, and if they are not, the president has laid out the military consequences that the Iranian regime will see if they don't hold true to the words that we are hearing privately behind the scenes. When the president says more reasonable, again, these folks are appearing more reasonable behind the scenes privately in these conversations than perhaps some of the previous leaders who are now no longer on planet Earth.
Wouldn't let you comment about Lindsey Graham? Was it just having Lindsey Graham's name in there? Is it blocking you saying anything about Lindsey fucking Graham? That would be pretty pathetic, huh?
Because they lied to the United States.
It wouldn't be surprising, dude. It really wouldn't.
And they strung us along in negotiations, and that was unacceptable to the president, which is why many of the previous leaders were killed. So again, this is another historic opportunity for Iran to do the right thing, to rid themselves of their nuclear ambitions, and to come to a deal with this president and the administration. Or again, they will see the grave consequences of the United States Armed Forces, which they are continuing to see every day throughout this operation.
What do we got next? The president said we might blow up and completely obliterate all of their generating electric plants, oil wells, Karg Island, and possibly all desalinization plants. Under international law, striking infrastructure is generally prohibited. Why is the president advocating potentially a war crime, and how do you square that with the U.S. saying it does not target civilians? That's a good question.
This morning about his threat to that on leaving Iran, he said we might.
Let's see how the little piggy handles it.
Obliterating all of their electric generating plants, oil wells, Karg Island, and possibly all desalinization plants. Under international law, striking civilian infrastructure like that is generally prohibited. Why is the president threatening what would amount to potentially a war crime with the U.S. military? And how do you square that with the administration repeatedly saying that the U.S. does not target civilians?
Look, the president has made it quite clear to the Iranian regime at this moment in time, as evidenced by the statement that you just read, that their best move is...
It's going to be real easy for the Iranian people to rise up against the regime when they have no fucking water, dude. Yeah, they're going to love us, dude, when they're fucking dying of thirst, dude. They're going to be like, thank you, America. Thank you, America. You're saving us. Think about the Iranians. You don't care about the Iranians and their suffering. Okay, we'll make it better by giving them no water, blowing up all of their water production. That'll make it better. That's how we save Iran. Blowing up little school children and making sure they don't have water in a desert.
Is to make a deal, or else the United States Armed Forces has capabilities beyond their wildest imagination, and the president is not afraid to use them. That's not what I said, Garrett. And you're saying the word potential for a reason, because I'm sure some experts are telling you that in your ear to try to ask me that question. Of course, this administration and the
Okay, whether or not it's a war crime, it's definitely fucked up. And tons of innocent citizens, civilians are going to suffer.
Super chatted $5. Hitting Iran's Dassault plants wouldn't be our way, IME cray. Iran gets 97% of drinking water from other sources, the Dassault plants for its industry only.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've heard different. I've heard if you hit the desalinization plants, like, it's going to be bad. I know, like, Iran already targeted Kuwait's desalinization plant. I heard, like, Kuwait's is like 90% of the water of Kuwait comes from that plant. I mean, it's the desert. It's kind of hard to get water in the desert. You kind of need desalinization. But I don't know, man. I don't know, Joseph. Maybe you could be right.
United States Armed Forces will always act within the confines of the law. But with respect to achieving the full objectives of Operation Epic Fury, President Trump is going to move forward unabated, and he expects the Iranian regime to make a deal with the administration.
To that end, which of those objectives would destroying a desalinization plant most help?
Haley, go ahead.
Yeah, don't answer the question. Don't answer the question. Yeah, what happened? I thought we were looking out for the Iranian people. I mean, so many people told me I was I had no heart. I didn't care about the people of Iran, but I was like, oh, so we're gonna go bomb the people of Iran, and like that's gonna make their life better. Go drop some bombs on them. It's fucking insane to me, dude. And now, yeah, okay, let's take out their energy infrastructure. Let's take out their desalinization plants. That's how we save the people of Iran. Here's Ron Paul talking about it. Man, I wish Ron Paul wasn't so old because he would be somebody I'd like to see actually run for president. I don't know if I don't think Rand Paul's got it. He doesn't have the it factor. I like him, but I think I wish we could fucking clone Ross Perot and have him run for president. What we need a Ron Paul Ross Perot type.
What Trump has done now for 2 Mondays in a row is talk really tough over the weekend and then put out a conciliatory post on social media Monday morning first thing, because I think he's terrified of the markets. And you mentioned it in your opening. He's terrified of oil shooting up. And I looked in just before we went live, and it's at 111 Brent crude right now. And he's terrified of it going up. He's terrified of what's happening to the markets because of this war.
Come on
and so let's put this.
You can do it. I'm just opening another tab. You can fucking manage a tab, can't you?
This is what he put out. I think this is probably one of his most unhinged ones, I have to say, Dr. Paul. I think the strain is getting to him.
Okay, I guess not. I guess I can't open another tab and search the price of Brent without everything freezing. Come on now, you can do this. You can do this, computer.
To be honest, I'm not
114
a psychiatrist or psychologist, but this seems, well, another level. So here's what he said. The United States of America is in serious negotiations with a new and more reasonable regime to end our military operations in Iran. Great progress has been made, but if for any reason a deal is not shortly reached, which it probably will be, and if Hormuz Strait is not immediately open for business, we will conclude our lovely stay in Iran by blowing up and completely obliterating all of their electric generating plants.
Yeah, let me let's do this. Once this comes back, I'm going to close some tabs down. I think I just have too many tabs open. Come on, fucking computer. Can you get your shit together, bro? Like, I have nothing running but these tabs.
Oil wells and Karg Island and possibly.
Let me close fucking Discord. Close some, whatever. It's the only other thing I have running is Discord in the background. Also do this. It's just too many tabs.
All desalinization plants, which we have purposely not yet touched. This will be in retribution for our many soldiers and others that Iran has butchered and killed over the old regime's 47-year reign of terror.
I bet you it's TMZ, dude. I bet you it's TMZ fucking trying to fucking mine some crypto while I have the website open. Come on now. Yeah, bear with me. Computer is just fucking not handling these tabs well right now. To the point I can't even fucking close this shit. Come on. And I hate Opera because what I want to do is close all the tabs to the left, and the only option is to close tabs to the right. Like, dude, why can't you give me the option to close tabs to the left as well? Let me fucking close this shit. I think that's also part of what the problem is. It like deloaded all my tabs, and now it's trying to reload all my tabs at the same time. It's the problem with all these tabs, bro. Too many tabs. Come on now. Get rid of the tabs. So hope everybody's doing good. Shout out the chat. I love the farmers on the internet. Well, that's a lot of tabs. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit to talk about, dude. Yeah, it normally can handle this. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my computer right now. But it seems like there's, I don't know. Who knows what Microsoft is doing in the background? Come on now, dude. Come the fuck back already, for fuck's sake. Come on, come on. So I hope everybody's doing good in the chat. Opera sucks, yeah. It's too late. I'm already too deep into Opera. But yeah, I should switch. But not many are. Most of them aren't that much better. Like Chrome's not that much better. Do 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 do. Let me see what the fuck. Encoding. Consider turning down video settings or using faster encoding preset. No, I think it's just my computer, dude. Let me close this other fucking tab over here, dude. Eventually, this computer will start fucking responding again. That'd be nice. Gonna make me fucking Control Alt Delete. Fucking. What's going on with my computer, dude? Yeah, even the mouse is having a hard time fucking. It's just even the mouse is fucking locking up. Yeah, maybe I need to get rid of Opera, dude. Yeah, I shouldn't have done Task Manager. That's just another thing slowing everything down. Well, this is great. I love when the show just comes to a complete halt. It's always something, right? If it's not my internet, now it's my computer, or it's YouTube, or it's always fucking something, dude. Look at it, like these windows won't even come back. Yeah, I guess we're gonna chat until the computer starts to respond again, guys. Windows 11, window key, pause break. Opera is nice, but I use Brave. Yeah, everybody likes Brave. I might switch to Brave at some point. I do need to switch to something else, but I don't even think this is an Opera problem. I think this is maybe something with Windows. I don't know. I would Control Alt Delete and see what fucking is going on, what's using all my resources right now. But yeah, it's just an extra thing for my computer to do that's going to make it not want to fucking respond. Yeah, you got to reboot. Yeah, I should have rebooted before the show. Good. I should have rebooted before the show. Windows has updated a lot.
At ST.0 Neon super chatted $2. Windows has updated a lot. Even my mic stopped.
Yeah, it seems to be coming back a little better now. Let me get rid of Discord. Yeah, Discord's in the description, guys, if you want to go follow Discord. Let me close Steam. I thought I'd already closed Steam. Maybe it's Steam. Maybe Steam's doing some shit in the... Critical Steam component is not responding. The Steam UI will not be usable. Okay. So Steam's having problems, too. I don't know, dude. Maybe my computer's shitting out on me, dude. It was making some fucking noises earlier that I'm not used to it making, so maybe it's having a problem. We'll see, because none of these windows are even loading anymore. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That might be the show right there. I might have to end the show. Yeah, I mean, I closed Discord already. Everything's essentially closed. I even closed Steam. But yeah, these windows don't even want to come back. Crazy. Let's see what I could do. Let's just, let's do this. Let's close all these tabs and let's just do it from the bookmarks instead of having a bunch of tabs open. And let's see if that'll fucking get my computer to fucking start responding again. I don't know, maybe X is having a problem. Nah, it's not X because there's too many things on my computer all at once having problems. So I know Cyber Twitch. Yeah, I mean, I could close Opera. Let's just shut Opera down. It's finally coming back. It finally comes back right when I shut it down. Let me see what's going on. I gotta figure this out. To my task manager. What the fuck is using so much CPU? Yeah, it was probably all just fucking Opera. Browser page. Okay, see if we can get this back working again, dude. So annoying. It's always something. Always something. Let's go to bookmarks. see, where were we at here? Because I kind of had these in an order a little bit. So where did I leave off? Where's the Ron Paul stuff? All right. Yeah, I guess I lost. I didn't have the Ron Paul stuff saved. But here's up. Medvedev believes that a nuclear exchange between Iran and Israel is inevitable. I'm kind of worried about that as well, because if we can't defeat Iran in a normal way, and we're incapable of just being like, okay, let's just pretend we won and let's leave, it might lead to that. It might lead to the point where we're like, oh, we have no choice, but we have to nuke Iran.
После того, что случилось, теперь ядерный конфликт Израиля и Ирана.
So he says, after what has happened, some form of nuclear confrontation between Israel and Iran now appears inevitable. I'd hope we're not that stupid, but very likely. Sorry, I forgot to put this on. But we seem to be being run by stupid people right now. Everything seems to be working now.
He's planning on sending more troops to the region, we're told. It's not clear exactly what they'll do while they're there.
Remember Marjorie Taylor Greene?
A Marine group.
Remember her?
Is that something you support?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I like many millions and millions of Americans are outraged by this. He never came to America and addressed the nation and gave clear reasons why we would go to war with Iran, especially after he told us back in the summer that he had completely obliterated all of their nuclear capabilities and had even chastised any news organization or media that said otherwise. But here we are in a war with Iran, and it doesn't make any sense. And I'll go further with this. Why are we sending thousands of more U.S. military troops? Why are we sending more of our military resources? Why are we pulling military resources away from other sectors of the world where it's much needed and putting it all there to fight Iran and to have this war in the Middle East? And the reality is, there are so many innocent people dying. I mean, the little girl's school is such an outrage. It's horrific. And Americans, we don't.
There's been more than that, too. I saw another one where we hit, like, I don't know, some gymnasium thing where there were kids at. It's like, oh, dude. It's insane that this type of shit can happen, and, like, all of MAGA and like the American people aren't just rising up and going like, what the fuck are we doing? People seem to be just in a daze, just like going along. Well, whatever Mark Levine tells me, Fox News told me it's going to be over quick. And then they're like wrong about everything. Every little prediction. Oh, this will be quick and easy. The people are ready to rise up. We just got to take out the Ayatollah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, that didn't happen. Oh, it's only going to be 2 weeks. Okay, well, that didn't happen.
Want to think of our military as being responsible of killing little children. This is absolutely something that Americans should not tolerate. We did not.
Dude, everybody always thinks they have the answers. What the tabs I have, I do that on every show, and it never fucking crashes out like that. So I don't know what was going on with my computer at that time, but something was fucking going on in the background.
Not vote for this. We voted for an end to foreign wars, and that's exactly what we should be seeing. Here's Americans at home right now. We've got families getting ready to go on spring break, and gas prices are skyrocketing. Inflation has barely stabilized, and people voted for lower grocery costs. Well, we're going to see costs at the grocery stores going up because diesel is going up and oil is going up because of this war. We've got 30% of the world.
Not to mention all the fucking fertilizer too. There's a big drop. I mean, fertilizer, and then aluminum now as well, because some aluminum plants are getting hit. Like, this is going to cause a lot of problems, dude, with the supply chain. And we're already at a point where it's going to hit us. And if it continues and it just gets worse, it's going to be, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to deal with it, dude, because it's already fucking bad for people.
Fertilizer goes through the strait. That affects our farmers that are struggling already. We voted to put Americans first. I'm a conservative. I'm the America First wing of the Republican Party. That's how I voted. That's what I fight for. That's what I want to see happen. I want to see Americans put first.
No, Mr. Funga, it's just a fact. I don't know if you just started watching this show. I do that every episode. I have tons of fucking tabs open. and it's usually not a problem. So there's something else going on there that I don't know, dude. I don't have time to fucking investigate it. Just in, Secretary Scott Bessent confirms that the U.S. will seize control of the Strait of Hormuz. There will be freedom of navigation, whether it's through U.S. escorts or a multinational escort. Trump has a plan. That's going to be interesting, man, because you know Iran's going to attack. We're going to be in range of all their drones and shit. And the last time we got in range, we had to get the fuck out of there. And I was getting confused last time, the USS Abraham Lincoln with the Gerald Ford. The Gerald Ford is the one that's out of commission. Getting repairs right now. Apparently it just had some sort of accidental fire from some, I guess, dryer or something like that. I forgot what the official story is. It's a little suspicious though. Kind of makes me wonder if they hit it and we just don't want to admit it.
Cut deals with the Iranian regime for the time being. But over time, the U.S. is going to retake control
this guy
of the
creeps me
straits.
out.
And there will be freedom of navigation, whether it is through U.S. escorts or a multinational escort.
So are you concerned at all about the Houthis getting involved? They shelled Israel with two rockets. Are you worried about the Red Sea?
Not as much.
Mr. Fungi, are you retarded? I'm just wondering. If you are, I'm sorry, okay? But you said something. I responded with my experience, which is I do this all the time, and now you're like, just chill. Like, you chill, bro. You chill. I'm fucking chill, faggot. I almost called him a faggot. Ugh. I gotta calm down. You're right, I do need to chill.
The Houthis have been very quiet so far.
You're right. Mr. Fungi's right.
For the time
I need to
being,
relax.
But over time, the U.S. is going to retake control of the straits, and there will be freedom of navigation, whether it is through U.S. escorts or a multinational escort.
They just love replaying all of the little bomb strikes in the background,
Are you concerned at all about the Houthis getting involved? They shelled Israel with two rockets. Are you worried about
Look, we made something go boom. We're doing well.
Not as much. The Houthis have been very quiet so far. Cut deals with.
Look at all the booms in the background. Oh, we're winning because things go boom. Secretary Rubio, Iran is making threats about controlling the Strait of Hormuz and creating a tolling system. That'd be funny if it was a trolling system. That'd be pretty funny. That's not going to be allowed to happen. Okay.
Now, they are making threats about controlling the Hormuz Straits in perpetuity, creating a tolling system and the like. That's not going to be allowed to happen. And the president has a number of options available to him if he so chooses to prevent that from happening. Obviously, I'm not going to discuss what those options are, and we're not going to discuss military tactics. The Department of War would be in charge of those things. I'd refer you to them, but obviously they're not going to discuss it with you either. But there is a way forward here to achieve our objectives. We are going to achieve our objectives in a matter of weeks, not.
Yeah, we're going to send a bunch of troops on the ground and put them in harm's way. I sure hope it goes as well as they seem to think it's going to go. Because I don't think it's going to go very well, dude. Secretary Rubio, here are the clear objectives of the operation. You should write them down. Destruction of Iran's air force, the destruction of their navy, the severe diminishing of their missile launching capability, the destruction of their factories. Okay, haven't we completed that already? Can we just come home now? I mean, we pretty much did that already. So what else do we need here?
Operation, okay, and that's what this is. It's about very specific objectives. The president laid them out on the first night of the operation. I'll repeat them to you now because I hear a lot of talk about we don't know what the clear objectives are. Here they are. You should write them down. Number 1, the destruction of their air force. Number 2, the destruction of their navy. Number 3, the severe diminishing of their missile launching capability. And number 4, the destruction of their factories so they can't make more missiles and more drones to threaten us in the future.
Mr. Fungi, I get it, Mr. Fungi. For fuck's sake, every time I look at the chat, it's Mr. Fungi crashing out about me saying simple things like, I use tabs every show. Every show I have hundreds, or not hundreds, I have a fuckload of tabs open and it's no problem. There's something else going on here, okay? All right? My computer might be dying. Or, I don't know, Microsoft is doing shit in the background, guys. I mean, I'm just telling you. So when you say I have a tab problem, it's like, okay, well, why isn't it a problem every other night? Why is it fine every other time except because there's probably something else going on? My computer's doing some shit in the background. I don't know. Who knows?
So that they can never hide behind it to acquire a nuclear weapon. That was our objective from the beginning. That remains our objective now. We are on pace and, in fact, ahead of schedule on some of those things. And we are.
People are so sensitive. They're so sensitive. Like, they say something and then I respond to what they're saying. And then it's like, oh, Pink Trip, calm down. Like, this is the way I talk. This is who I am. Don't be so triggered, okay? This is the way I talk. I respond sometimes. Like, do you want me to talk to you like this? It's okay, Mr. Fungi. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Fungi. I have tabs open 24/7 like that, and it's not a problem.
We're going to achieve those things in a number of weeks, not in a number of months. This operation.
But clearly I need to stop doing that because it's obviously a problem now. So you're right, once again, you're right, Mr. Fungi. Secretary Rubio, on Iran, we're going to achieve our objectives in a matter of weeks, not months. All right, we'll
First
see.
of all, it's important to remember the objectives of this operation from the very beginning. We are destroying Iran's navy. We are destroying their ability, their missile launchers by a significant percentage. We're going to wipe out their defense industrial base, meaning their ability to make new missiles and new drones in the future. Because I'm
telling you, all they just nonstop the same clips of shit getting blown up. Now ABC is doing it as well. Is this like the propaganda reel that the White House sends you? Like, oh, make sure when you talk about the war, you show us blowing up all kinds of shit.
Great threat to the region. This Iran that you're seeing now, this is Iran at its weakest point. Imagine them 2 years from now if they had thousands of more missiles, thousands of more missile launchers and factories to make even more. That was an unacceptable risk. It needed to be addressed, and President Trump is addressing it. Now, they are making threats about controlling the Hormuz Straits in perpetuity, creating a tolling system and the like. That's not going to be allowed to happen. And the president has a number of options available to him if he so chooses to prevent that from happening. Obviously, I'm not going to discuss what those options are, and we're not going to discuss military tactics. The Department of War would be in charge of those things. I refer you to them, but obviously they're not going to discuss it with you either. But there is a way forward here to achieve our objectives. We are going to achieve our objectives in a matter of weeks, not months.
And if we don't, we'll just say we did. Even if we don't, we'll just say we did, and we'll claim victory even if we don't. I mean, you think one of the objectives would be to stop Iran from shooting missiles and hitting, our allies' fucking desalinization plants. Because the Kuwait one sounds pretty bad. Kuwait apparently gets 90% of their fucking water from this desalinization plant that Iran just hit. So maybe we should stop that. Maybe we should stop them from doing that. But apparently we can do anything we want but that. Now, this was a little nice to hear. I mean, again, I've talked a lot about Tulsi, and I wonder if Tulsi is one of the few rational anti-Iran war voices in the administration, but Trump says he's not going to get rid of her.
We have a lot of great candidates for this.
Do you still have confidence in Tulsi Gabbard, sir?
Yeah, sure I do. Sure. I mean, she's a little bit different in her thought process than me, but that doesn't.
See, I think that, again, read between the lines. I think he's even admitting she doesn't agree with the Iran war. She doesn't agree with this decision making. But she's got a fat ass, and I want to keep her around. I like to watch her walk away.
And make somebody not available to serve.
Is she on the same page
I
with
would
you?
say that I'm very strong in the fact that I don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Because if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it immediately. I think she's probably a little bit softer on that issue, but that's okay. Some people are.
It seems like modern warfare is changing too. Like, we kind of have this old school military where it's like everything's super expensive and fucking, but like the new modern thing is like you just get these cheap drones and you just fly them into people. You don't lose any soldiers. You make them as cheap as fucking possible. And yeah, it's just it's like, I don't know if we're built for the modern warfare now. Like, we might be behind the times with our military, and our military might be mostly just a fucking grift to steal money. Right? I know we do have the most powerful military in the world, but how much is really just a grift behind the scenes? It's just like, oh, let's make this $30 billion fucking jet. And it's like, would we be better off just like maybe focusing on like drones like everybody else is? Maybe we'd be better off doing that.
Most people aren't. Most people are saying thank you very much for doing what you did. They are decimated right now. They're going to give up nuclear weapons. They're going to give us the nuclear dust. They're going to do everything that we want to do. And you know what? They're going to go on and maybe have a great country again. But if they don't do that, they're not going to have a country. They're not even going to have a country. So she's softer on that issue, but I have other people, not too many. That's an issue that we've had great support. You saw the CNN poll where Trump with MAGA, and I think MAGA is most of the Republican Party, is 100% approval.
Come on, dude. If I guarantee, if you counted everybody that voted for Trump, the approval ratings probably, and that's just such bullshit, dude. It's such bullshit to say that when you just kissed the whole fucking coalition that gave you power, that put MAGA into power, you just kiss that shit goodbye, and then you're gonna be like, oh, 100% of MAGA supports this. It pisses me off every time I hear that because it's such bullshit, dude.
In fact, the young gentleman that does the poll is very good.
They're doing the same thing that they cried about the left doing, which is like manipulating polls to make it look like public opinion goes one way or the other. And it's like, it's clearly what's going on here. It's some manipulated bullshit.
Actually, because he's honest. He said, I've never seen 100% before. I'm 100% in the CNN poll, which just came out.
What a shot to end it. That's how he looks every time he sees Lindsey Graham every night. He's like, oh, come here, Lindsey. Give me that big cock, Lindsey. I don't know what's going on with him and Lindsey Graham. They seem to be in love. Breaking, Trump is preparing to order U.S. Special Operation troops to carry out dozens of suicide missions inside Iran.
But you know, when I saw this thing last night, I made a few phone calls. Levin, I watched it live.
Old Alex.
I called a Delta Force guy I know, retired, and high level officer, and I also called a Navy SEAL, retired, high level. And I said, have you seen this? And, you know, the plan to go in, yeah. And what do you think about, 17,000 troops max? All these places are going to take, and they're saying, go in and get uranium. It's like, that's totally insane. It would take months and months just to train, for one or two of the operations. But no, Trump, they've got hundreds. They just, because we're going to invade all. And you saw Levin, these are special troops. Well, they ain't Superman. They don't fly around. They're not bulletproof. Are they like 3-4 times better than the best other special operations troops in the world? Yeah, because the U.S. is always at war. We've got incredible people. And yeah, we've got the best special operations troops, and we've got only a few of them. The only way to truly take Iran would be to nuke it, kill everybody. And I'm not endorsing that. I'm wargaming it.
I mean, that's why a lot of people are worried that this is where it's going to go. Because, yeah, this came through my feed the other day. I just had to fucking share this. 2 weeks to secure the Da Nang Air Base. The U.S. Marine Force will not engage in day-to-day actions against the Viet Cong. It always seems to be the same shit. So yeah, I mean, it started the same way. It's only 2 weeks, guys. We just got to do this one little thing. It's always the same fucking thing. And the next thing you know, we're in it. Oh, we can't leave now. We can't. We'll be defeated if we leave now. So yeah, Vietnam, same shit. Oh, we just need 2 weeks, guys. We need 2 weeks to secure the Da Nang airport. Trump, I can't think of anybody in history that should get the Nobel Peace Prize more than me. I don't want to be bragging, but nobody else settled wars. Yeah, this is just...
Whether people like Trump or don't like Trump, I settled 8 wars, big ones. Some going on for 36 years, 32 years, 31 years, 28 years, 25 years. Some just getting ready to start, like India and Pakistan, where already 8 jets were shot out of the air. And I got it done in rapid order without nuclear weapons. I can't think of anybody in history that should get the Nobel Prize more than me, and I don't want to be bragging, but nobody else settled wars. Obama got the Nobel Prize. He had no idea why. He still has no idea.
Because he was black. Because he was the first black president, and that, I guess, is like the greatest thing ever. That's really what it was. It's because he was the first black president.
He walks around and he says, I got the Nobel Prize. Why did he get a Nobel Prize? He got it almost immediately upon attaining office.
Because he solved the racism problem in America. Because we believed when Obama got elected that, like, okay, we're like putting racism behind us now. We're going to actually come together as Americans. Look, we got a black president. Okay, we can finally fucking let go of all this shit. And no, actually, we just made it worse because they just started grifting off of race. And now we have less racial harmony than we did in the 90s.
And he didn't do anything, and he was a bad president. So, I mean, you should get the Nobel Prize for every war you stopped. These were major wars. These were wars that
Yeah, I don't know. After you blew up that school of the bunch of schoolgirls, I don't know if they're still going to give you the Nobel Peace Prize. Something about blowing up children with bombs just doesn't jive with peace prizes. I don't know. Call me crazy, but yeah, it's just I don't know. His ego's and there is a thing where people get older and they start to degrade mentally. Like sometimes the worst parts of them come out. They get more childish, more selfish, more egotistical. Less filter. Yeah, the U.S. now has 50,000 troops deployed in the Middle East per New York Times. At almost a third of the size of the continental U.S., Iran has 93 million people. Taking, let alone holding, a deeply complex country of its size and complexity and weaponry with 50,000 troops is not doable, the New York Times says. Well, we got the discombobulator, guys. You forget about the discombobulator? We'll just discombobulate their asses, dude. Who cares if they have a million troops to our 50,000? We'll make all of their ears bleed. I don't know, dude. Maybe if we knock out all of their power, I don't know. Does Iran have night vision goggles? Maybe if we knock their entire power out and the whole country of Iran is in darkness, and we show up with our 50,000 troops with night vision goggles, and they don't have them. I mean, I don't know. It does sound fucking crazy. Things are not going well in Australia. Australia could introduce COVID-style lockdown measures this week, as over 500 petrol stations have run dry and farmers are starting to panic. Australia has an abundance of natural resources. However, like every other Western nation, they decided to pursue net zero. Good job, guys. Import millions of taxpayer-funded migrants, attack farmers, and shut down free speech.
Super chatted $5. This is MAGA now that the effing fruitcake from South Carolina took it over. Make America gay again, lol.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't heard that one before. Make America gay again. I guess that's where we're at now with Lindsey. If Lindsey Graham's running fucking MAGA, then yeah, that must be what MAGA stands for now. We're going to make America gay again. That's a good one. I actually like that. Thank you, motherfucking Damien. So yeah, Australia's not doing well.
What on earth is this all about? COVID-style restrictions? Are you having a laugh?
I think we are. I think the Labor government is having a laugh, Alex. We are literally running on empty right now in this country. It is crazy. Let me just give you some background to it. A couple of weeks ago, when the fuel crisis began, the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, and the Energy Minister said, no.
Bro, is there a more unattractive sounding woman than an Australian woman? Does anybody find that accent attractive from a woman? It's just like, ew. Ugh.
Look, nothing to worry about. No need to panic. Don't go out there and stockpile. We have an abundance of fuel in this country. Fast forward a few weeks later, more than 500 service stations across Australia have run out of at least one type of fuel. So as you can imagine, there's a chain reaction. Farmers out in the regions are panicking because they rely on diesel not only for their own operations, but to feed the country. And now we're being told that supermarket shelves could possibly run low in the next couple of weeks, and that grocery prices are going to soar because...
Bro, we're literally going to kill Australia.
Neon super chatted $2. NVGS run off of AA's. Just saying.
They do? They run off AA's? Yeah, well, that makes sense. Of course they're going to be batteries. But what does that mean? We don't have enough AA's, or we got to get rid of all the AA's in Iran? I don't...
Because it is going to have a huge impact on crops as well as fertilizer. I mean, it's a complete shambles.
Yeah, well, goodbye, Australia. You're all going to die now.
The Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese...
You're all going to starve to death. I mean, they're going to be cannibals in Australia. They're going to be eating each other to survive if we keep going this route, dude.
Albanese, for some reason, keeps assuring us we're all okay, nothing to see here. But now, the real thought bubble... possible COVID-style restrictions, would you believe, taking us back to those days, including maybe...
I called this too. I said if we did it, we're going to see like fuel lockdowns, and it's already starting to happen.
Work from home mandates. Now, this is an absolute disaster for businesses because they're already still reeling from COVID-style restrictions. So many went bust. A lot of businesses didn't reopen in the CBDs, meaning cafes and restaurants are really suffering there. So that's one possible solution. The Energy Minister's also told told us, minimise your travel wherever you possibly can. Well, gee, that's a bright idea. The Easter long weekend is coming up. People have travel plans. What are they supposed to do? They're also considering maybe public transport discounts. I mean, Alex, I can't even begin to tell you how shambolic this is. And our petrol prices, probably like yours, have gone through the roof. So today, state and territory leaders will come together to try and nut out a plan. But
to nut out a plan? That's an interesting way of putting it. And yeah, like a real good idea, right? To just rely on imports, right? Like you got all these resources, and you don't want to use them because global warming, and now one little war and you're fucked because all your imports are drying up, and now you don't have fertilizer. Every country should really want to be self-sustaining. That doesn't mean you don't have trade, but you need to be producing all of your fucking like vital national security shit like oil and fertilizer, shit that keeps your citizens alive. You should make sure you're producing that shit at home. That way, no matter what happens in the foreign fucking world and some strait on the other side of the world, you're good. But yeah, let's just keep relying on everybody else to provide the basic fucking necessities of life.
Problem is, could we see states and territories veer off by themselves and implement serious measures like what we saw in COVID? We're about to find out today.
It's an absolute Orwellian nightmare. It just getting the vibes of anything lockdown related again, and how much that destroyed our economies and our countries. Just,
lockdowns were good for a lot of content creators. So bring it on. Lock everybody down. Make them watch YouTube. Force them to watch my show. Lock them in their fucking house and force them to watch my show. Okay? So yeah, I'm all for lockdowns. Bring on the lockdowns, man. Breaking: Kuwait desalination hit. NASA firm satellite data detects an active fire today at the Doha West Power and Water Desalination Station in Kuwait. Imagery shows burn marks and smoke trails across the central section of the facility, with NASA's heat detection extending to the coastal storage tank area. Doha West is Kuwait's largest combined power and desalination factory. 2,400 milliwatts of power generated capacity and 110 million gallons of water per day, accounting for 38.5% of Kuwait's entire desalination output. Kuwait depends on desalination. I keep saying desalinization. Is it desalination or desalinization? For 90% of its drinking water. So yeah, I mean, Iran can do so much damage. That's the thing. Like, we keep ramping this up. They're just going to keep hitting fucking vital shit. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just so fucking pointless, dude. Pete Hegseth just unveiled Greater North America, a new strategic map from Greenland to the Gulf of America, claiming every sovereign nation north of the equator is part of America's security perimeter.
That is why President Trump has drawn a new strategic map from Greenland.
Like, well, they want, we got to be like Israel. Israel's got their Greater Israel fucking project. Now we got our Greater America project. I think we should, I'm like Ron Paul. I think we should get the fuck out of all these countries. I would stay in countries if they wanted us to stay. Like, say, if Japan was like, actually, we like having you here. We like, we want you to fucking help with our security and defense. So keep a base here with soldiers. We want you to be like, okay, great. But if a country doesn't want our soldiers there, they don't want us to have a base there, we should get the fuck out immediately.
To the Gulf of America, to the Panama Canal, and its surrounding countries. At the Department of War, we call this strategic map the Greater North America. Why? Because every sovereign nation and territory north of the equator, from Greenland to Ecuador and from Alaska to Guyana, is not part of the global south. It is our security perimeter in this great neighborhood that we all live in.
That wasn't me, that was them.
Each one of these countries border either the North Atlantic or the North Pacific. Each one of these countries sits north of the two basic geographic barriers that exist in this region: the Amazon and the Andes Mountains. This is basic geography that we don't teach in schools as much as we should. And it restores our north-south relations, and we must get it right. In the north, the United States must enhance posture and presence in cooperation with you and our sovereign partners to defend our shared immediate security perimeter. In the south, meaning south of the equator, the other side of this great neighborhood. We will strengthen partnerships through increased burden sharing. This will enable you to take a greater role to defend the South Atlantic and the South Pacific, and to secure critical infrastructure and resources in partnership with us and other Western nations. This is what we did in World War II.
I think if we can start, I think we need to start really like trying to buy some of these countries, like South America, like all these shithole countries. We should offer them statehood and a chunk of cash to become a state. And then once other countries that are shitholes see those countries start to become better and more prosperous and like there's, you know, a better life for their citizens, other countries will want to fucking also join. Their citizens will. They'll be like, oh, look at Peru. Peru was a fucking shithole. Then they became a state of America, and now the economy's booming and life is better. The citizens are fucking killing it. Then, you know, we might be able to do, like, that's how we could conquer the world, is essentially just be like, hey, you can become a state of America. You get the protections of our Constitution. We'll fucking invest. We'll build your infrastructure. We'll bring business and you know, job growth to your country. And yeah, and you get to be part of the greatest country in the world with the greatest military in the world. But instead, we go around just, I don't know, the strategy is always so stupid, dude.
Just like we sunk ships with torpedoes in World War II. At the Department of War, we called it the quarter sphere defense. And we will do this again. If we're serious about our...
Yeah, that's the problem, though. If we did that, they obviously would become American citizens and then could come to the homeland. And it's like, guys, they're already coming. They're already coming. At least let them come as fucking citizens instead of as, you know, criminals who break the law. I mean, look, we're not getting rid of it. That's just the reality. We're not getting rid of it. We might as well make them states because, you know, Trump is going to talk a big game and we're going to do so little when it comes to fixing the problem. And then the Democrats going to come back in and it's going to be right back to being open. We might as well make all these fucking countries states. President Trump tells the Financial Times he wants to take the oil of Iran, the oil in Iran, and could seize the export hub of Karg Island. To be honest with you, my favorite thing is to take the oil in Iran, but some stupid people back in the USA say, why are you doing that? But they're stupid people, Trump said. Yeah, I mean, if you could just go in there and take it, okay, yeah, but it's not that simple, is it? You can't just go in there and take it. You got to fight a war, which you're now fighting, which is becoming quickly a disaster. And it's going to be what you're remembered for, Trump. You're not going to be remembered for anything else but this disastrous fucking war. And if you continue down this route, a disastrous war that's going to cost the lives of a lot of American soldiers. And already a lot of innocent civilians in Iran, because you can talk all the shit you want about how terrible Iran is. There's a lot of innocent people in Iran just trying to live their life. Children who are now dead. And yeah, I guess they're all just terrible terrorists, huh? Breaking, U.S. officials and Wall Street analysts are now reportedly preparing for the possibility of $200 oil. No, it's okay. Every Monday morning, Trump will say we're working on a peace deal. And the oil won't go up. It won't go up. I mean, I don't know how long that strategy is going to work, dude. You guys want to remember the Trump that we fell in love with? The OG Trump, who is now dead, I guess, replaced with some fucking... I don't know if it's a double or a clone. Like, this Trump is dead, though. This Trump don't exist.
Said that the Middle East would be better off with Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and Assad in power. How does...
I didn't say Assad, but we certainly have not gained anything with Gaddafi, and you look at what happened. I mean,
look how sharp and quick he is. His voice. I mean, this is a young man. It's like Trump is like a young man in this shit, dude. This guy is gone. I miss this guy. I want this Trump back.
Look at Libya. Look at Iraq. Iraq used to be no terrorist. He would kill the terrorists immediately. It was like, now it's the Harvard of terrorism. Iraq. If you look at Iraq from years ago, I'm not saying he was a nice guy, he was a horrible guy, but it was a lot better than it is right now. Right now, Iraq is a training ground for terrorists. Right now, Libya, nobody even knows Libya. Frankly, there is no Iraq and there is no Libya.
And essentially, Iraq is pretty bad right now. Because as things get, you know, we kick this shit off with Iran, all the fucking Iran loyalists in Iraq, which there are many, are basically trying to kick us out. It's like Iraq. We're losing all the gains in Iraq as well. It's like, dude, you knew this shit. You knew this shit. But here you are doing the same fucking thing in Iran. And you think the same thing's not going to happen? We're not going to end up with that going, oh, you know what? Iran was better with the Ayatollah. He actually kept these crazies in line. We should have never got rid of the Ayatollah. But no, you go and you do this. That's why it's like, I wish I knew what the fuck happened, dude. What happened to make this guy go from this to what we have now? It's hard to understand.
All broken up. They have no control. Nobody knows what's going on.
The world would be better off with Saddam Hussein
100%.
and Gaddafi in power.
100%. Now, as far as Assad is concerned,
what about the human rights abuses?
Let's talk. Well, you don't think they're happening now? They're worse now than they ever were. People are getting their heads chopped off. They're being drowned. Right now, they're far worse than they were ever under Saddam Hussein or Gaddafi. I mean, look what happened. Libya's a catastrophe. You look at our ambassador as an example, okay? Libya is a disaster. Iraq is a disaster. Syria is a disaster. The whole Middle East. And it all blew up around Hillary Clinton and around Barack Obama. It all blew up. Now, one thing about Assad, not a good guy. I understand that. But we're backing and spending billions and billions of dollars on backing rebels that we have no idea who they are. And a lot of people think they're ISIS. I happen to think they're ISIS, but who knows? But we're spending billions of dollars to get Assad out with people that we have no idea who they are. I don't think that's smart. We have to rebuild our country. Our country's falling to pieces. We have 19 trillion in debt. We have infrastructure that's a disaster. Our roadways, our airports, our schools, everything. We have to start thinking about ourselves. We're pouring trillions of dollars into the Middle East, and we have nothing for it.
I wish we could get this guy back. Where did you go, dude? Where did you fucking go, Trump? Hello? What happened to you, buddy? Can we get this guy back?
Have nothing.
Can we please get this? This is who we voted for. And then they fucking gaslight us and like, oh, well, Trump was always for invading. It's like, dude, no, he wasn't. I don't know what Trump you were listening to, but this is the Trump I was listening to. Going, oh, thank God, we need this. We need this guy.
At
This guy gets it.
ST.0 Neon super chatted $2. Remember the great meme war of 2015? Good times.
Yeah, they were. They were good times, and all for what? All for what, dude? Just so we could get a neocon version of Trump. It's unbelievable, dude. Here's Trump being
missing right now. What is missing in leadership?
Well, it's winning. You got to win. You know, I've watched.
Thank you, Saint Onion.
People, leaders, great leaders. And, you know, the one thing about sports is you break it down into, you know, a 2-hour period, something nice. You don't have to wait a lifetime to find out is somebody a winner or a loser. You got a lot of losers, mostly losers, fortunately. It's a good thing to have a lot of losers. I always like to hang around with losers, actually, because it makes me feel better. I hate guys that are very, very successful and you have to listen to their success stories. I like people that like to listen to my success.
Seeing right now.
Is it a joke? Yes, it's probably a joke. But is there maybe some truth also there as well? I mean, because you do seem to surround yourself as president with a bunch of fucking losers. And Mark Levin's definitely a fucking loser. As your favorite dude. It's people that kiss your ass is what you want, Trump. It's just... There's a lot of theories as to what happened. You know, a lot of people think, okay, it's the Epstein files. Trump did some shit. He's being blackmailed by Israel. It could be as simple as just like the neocons got in there. They iced out everybody that was, you know, going to try to convince Trump not to do stupid shit like we're doing now. And they just knew all the buttons to push with Trump. And it's not complicated. You just kiss his ass. You kiss his ass really fucking hard. Could be just as simple as that, man. Or he's just a liar the whole fucking time. Just he knew what people wanted to hear, told them what they wanted to hear, but he don't fucking care.
My concern is that this is...
Here's when Brett Weinstein talking about it. He's talking about the same thing, basically. Like, what is happening with Trump? Like, what is going on?
Evidence that he is not in control. He is not in control as commander-in-chief of his own armed forces, and that he is in fact having to rationalize decisions that he would not have made and promised not to make on the campaign trail. And I don't quite know what to do with that. It's a very unsettling thought. But I do want to say the hypothesis that the president is not in control is one of two. The alternative hypothesis, as far as I can see it, is that he is being shown a very compelling false rendition of the world that has led him to act in a way that would be politically advantageous and would be in the interests of the nation if what he was seeing was true, but that it isn't. Now, that's also a very unsettling possibility, that he is surrounded by people who are wittingly or not showing him a picture that is unrealistic so that he would, in fact, put our military in harm's way.
Well, they definitely did that. The whole story at the beginning was, oh, we're just going to go in there and the Iran people are ready to rise up. All we got to do is give them a little nudge and they're going to handle it from there. Okay, well, that was a lie. That was bullshit. So, and then once you make the decision and you start dropping bombs and you start getting messy, at that point, it's like, okay, it's going to be really hard for somebody like Trump to just be like, I messed up. I fucked up. Let's just back off and oops. Okay, we're done. No, he's got to get a victory from it.
And destabilize Iran, not understanding what the likely consequences were.
Well, I don't think there's any question about that. And the people who are calling to influence him, are unwise but also ignorant and have a track record of bad calls and, but possess maximum aggression. So there's no question that his fact picture was totally distorted, and it still is. I mean, the overwhelming majority of Iranian signal information, signal intelligence that we receive has been translated by Israel.
And I will tell you, I don't like saying any of this. I don't want to be doing this. But
tell me about it.
The reason that the Epstein phenomenon, whatever it was, is so important is that it suggests a hidden power structure that was there for leverage. It is unfortunate that in the edit that we have been shown, we don't have conclusive.
Mikey, don't act like we're the stupid ones when that was what the side that was pushing the war was actually telling us. And then when we go, well, where are the Iranian people? How come they didn't rise up? Oh, you're so stupid. You thought they were gonna. That's what y'all fucking said was gonna happen. Obviously, that's bullshit. But okay, we gotta wait. We gotta wait a little longer. We gotta wait till we stop bombing, and then they're gonna rise up. I don't know.
Evidence of who, what they were after, or even how the leverage worked. All we can see is strong evidence that there was something. Logically,
you guys can't keep moving the goalposts and being proven to be what you said 2 weeks ago was completely wrong, and then act like we're stupid for pointing out what you said was completely wrong. Well, you're stupid for actually believing what we said.
It is implied that it was connected.
And obviously, I didn't believe it. I said it was stupid at the beginning.
To intelligence.
You can go watch the show. I think my predictions have been pretty fucking accurate.
Intelligence services, ours, likely Israel's.
I hope somebody at some point is watching these shows and cataloging all the shit I say so that somebody can actually go back one of these days and be like, yeah, Ping was right about all this shit. Because I don't remember most of the shit I said, but I know I was right.
Who knows who else? But when you see your government, your president, functioning in ways that do not add up, it's like watching a planet behave oddly because of the gravity of some object you haven't found yet, right? There's the implication that there's something with power in this system that is undeclared. As far as we know, it's unnamed. And the central question is, what is it? How does it work? And how much effect is it having on what we do?
I do wonder too, man, like what is going on? Report BBC Verify says footage and expert analysis indicate a U.S. precision strike missile was likely used in the March 9th strike on a sports hall in Lamard, Iran, where children were training, killing at least 21 people, including young girls. You know, maybe if they would rise up, they'd stop getting their little children blown up. Maybe they should rise up now and not wait for the bombing to stop, because we tend to be, you know, the bombs tend to be killing a lot of people. So maybe they shouldn't wait for the bombs to stop, you know? Or maybe we just haven't killed enough children yet. That's the problem. Apocalyptic scenes across Asia, Vietnam and Bangladesh are shutting down as the fuel crisis bites. In Manila, protesters burned the American flag, explicitly blaming Washington's imperialist war on Iran for doubling food prices and starving the developing world.
The problem here and the reason
Yeah, well, fuck them, right?
these people are so worried is that there doesn't seem to be an end in sight to all this, and energy shocks, by their very nature, take a while to bite and longer to work their way through. And it's hitting a region where the economies just don't have the broad shoulders or the reserves to handle.
At MFN Damien super chatted $5. Sycophants can't help but lie when circumstances change, and they lie to themselves better than anyone else. Same self-justifying behavior as addicts.
Yeah, it's hard to recognize when you've been lied to and when you're. It's like, what's the saying? It's easier to fool somebody than to convince somebody they've been fooled. So it's going to take a while for. I know everybody eventually is going to look back at this and be like, "That was a fucking disaster. That was stupid." That is what is going to happen, but it's going to take some people longer to get to that conclusion. Just like with Iraq, the forever wars of the early 2000s, it took people a while to finally be like, yeah, that was dumb. Even the Republicans that were for it eventually were like, yeah, that was dumb. But it's hard. It's hard to, especially when you've been fooled. You know, it's hard to admit it. People don't want to come to grips with that.
Indeed, across Asia, there is barely a country untouched. Vietnam has ruled working from home. Bangladesh has rationed fuel and closed universities. Back in Manila, they're not shy with their sense of what or who is responsible.
Who do you blame for the fact that the fuel prices are so high? Whose fault is it?
Number one, the U.S. imperialists.
U.S. imperialists, because the Philippines is a long-standing ally of the U.S. Is that something that you would like to see change?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's because all this ally thing, them helping us, it's just a front of their bigger agenda to exploit not only the Philippines, but the so-called third world countries.
Expensive fuel will mean expensive food. The price of rice here has doubled already. And in a region where millions already live in or close to poverty, we may yet only have a glimpse of how bad things could get.
Well, yeah, if we continue, it's just going to get fucking worse. This is just the beginning stages of it getting bad. So, again, I really hope Trump is really working on a peace deal, because this is not good. It's not going to be good for America. It's definitely not going to be good for the rest of the world. And what are we gaining? I mean, no one's even really sold me on what we're supposed to get. Oh, stop Iran from getting nukes. Okay, I don't give a fuck if Iran has nukes. I'm sorry. Oh, we got to defeat the largest sponsor of terrorism. Okay, so every country that has some... I just... None of those arguments sell me on this shit, dude. Tell me how it's going to make my life better. How is it going to make it to where I can afford a better life for me and my family? It's just... I don't know. It's so clear-cut fucking stupid that it annoys me that I even have to explain why it's stupid. Because it's just fucking common sense, man. I don't know. I don't think people use their common sense anymore. They just pick their talking heads, whoever their talking head is, and they go, okay, I trust this guy and what he tells me, rather than using their own common sense of, let me put myself in the other person's shoes. Let me think about this like steps down the line. Like, what is this going to lead to? We all just would stop listening to fucking retards and just use our common sense, we'd be a much better country. The entire MAGA movement is falling apart over Israel, exactly as we predicted a year ago, Megyn Kelly. You know, I saw this clip of Megyn Kelly the other day. I can't unsee it. because it makes me just realize how not hot Megyn Kelly actually is. Because she holds up pretty well on camera, but she was wearing this thing that it was like a cutoff or whatever. And the weird thing about Megyn Kelly is you can see her back from the front. Like, I don't know if it's because she's getting old or whatever, but like you can see her back from the front, and it just changed my whole view of her, because I was at that point just imagining, what she actually looks like underneath everything, and it's probably not very pretty at this point. But she does hold it up pretty well for the cameras, I'm not going to lie.
President Trump's approval numbers
But isn't that weird when you can look at somebody from the front and see their back? That's weird, right?
In
What's
the
up with
basement.
that?
They're the lowest that they have been. The entire coalition that put him over the top is falling apart. Joe Rogan's come out against the war. Dave Smith is hardcore against Trump right now, a comic who's brilliant. Theo Vaughn came out against it. He lost comedian Andrew Schultz, on whose podcast he made a lot of friends, a while ago. Sean Ryan has same against it now very strongly. This is a coalition that the young men of America very much listen to. And young people are completely against this war. And it's only older Republicans who support the war. Only.
According to Megyn Kelly, she's still going to vote Republican because of some illegal, because an illegal alien killed somebody. So we still have to vote Republican because of that. I mean, if that's the choice, like, oh, okay, if we get Democrats, we get illegal aliens coming in and murdering our women, or Trump, and we don't maybe get illegal immigrants murdering women, but we get kids being blown up. That's a great choice, right? That's a wonderful choice. I can't wait to make that choice. Oh, do we pick the Republicans and blowing up more school kids and devaluing our currency and creating more debt and making life harder for American citizens, or more illegal aliens? I know a lot of people are going to vote for Democrats just as a fuck you to Republicans and a fuck you to Trump. And to be honest, this version of the Republican Party, just like the neocon version, it needs to die and be replaced by something that is actually America first. And if, the Republicans got to fucking be completely destroyed in a few elections for us to get an actual American first agenda from the Republican Party, then so be it. We survived 4 years of Biden. We survived 8 years of Obama. We'll survive another fucking 4 years of another Democrat. What we really need is an America First agenda that actually puts the American citizens at the top of the priority, and to stop taxing us to death as well. That would help.
At Andrew
That would help
Wilson
big time.
760 super chatted $2. Giant douche or turd sandwich.
Yeah, Andrew Wilson, exactly. Yeah, I saw a post on Twitter. This dude, or this lady, I think, was talking about how she, runs a business and how it's completely radicalized her because the taxes are just insane. And I experienced that too. I started a business 2015. I had a little bit of success. And then once that tax bill came, my God, that radicalized me, dude. And at that point, I was like, wow. So I have this very small business that I'm just able to pay myself an okay wage doing. And now the fucking IRS wants me to give them $16,000 fucking dollars at the end of the year when I fucking just barely made a decent wage. And I was actually like employing people too. I was like in contractors and shit. And it's like, wow, the IRS is literally taxing me out of business right here. I was like, oh, I wonder why we don't have small businesses that are successful and everything's just fucking giant corporations. Well, because they've rigged the tax code to tax everybody out of business if you're not ripping everybody off. Like if I had started my own little small business and was making millions of dollars, it would have been different. But I wasn't. I was making enough to pay myself a little wage and put some other people to work as well. And the IRS came in and was like, nope, you're creating value in the economy. You're giving people jobs. Fuck you. It's ridiculous, dude. We really need a Ron Paul type, somebody who just understands. And this is the thing, other people don't understand. Like, if you do that, if you stop taking so much money from the economy, that's going to be a boom to the economy. Like, think of like all these small businesses that, like, if you stop taxing them to death, maybe they'd be successful and actually start hiring people. And maybe they could actually grow bigger and compete with the bigger businesses, and competition's good for the economy. And one of the biggest problems with our economy is the lack of competition. But yeah, I would so love to have a fucking real America first Ron Paul type. Because what we need to do is we need to drastically reduce the size of federal government and the spending in federal government, and then drastically reduce the amount of taxes we take from people. And if we can do those two things, this country would be in a good spot. It would really fucking unleash the economy. Because we don't need, the federal government is more of a fucking problem than it is a help at this point. It's just siphoning money from the economy every fucking year. Money that people need. And for what? To go fucking bomb some school children in Iran? To go play world police? We got to be done with this shit, dude.
At Andrew Wilson 760 super chatted $2. Ron Paul and Thomas Massey, Dream Team.
Yeah, I'd like to hear Thomas Massey. What his if he runs, I'd like to see. Is he going to run like a Ron Paul type candidate? Because that would be interesting to me. I want somebody that's like, we got to massively reduce the size of the federal government for real. Not like all these neocons who always talk about it and then they get in and the government just gets bigger and taxes, they just raise taxes, government gets bigger. No, we need to actually do like what, we thought we were going to see with Doge. That's why so many Americans supported Doge. We love Doge because a lot of Americans feel the same way. The problem is the federal government. So it needs to be massively slashed and brought down to something that kind of resembles what our forefathers envisioned for the federal government. And also taxes need to be massively slashed. It's a giant weight around the neck of the economy and the average fucking person trying to get by. And it's going to be even worse now because our taxes being adjusted for the new fucking cost of living crisis. It's like, no, because people need more to live now, but we're still it's the same as it was before when it should be raised. And like, I don't know, man. It's just so fucking backwards. It really is. It's so backwards the way things are. And it's just the American citizen has to suffer. That's just, it's like, it could be so much better, but we're never going to do anything about it. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you as well, Andrew, for the 2. Much appreciated. The show was the show. It was, I won't say it was a good show or a bad show. It was a show. I was here. I did it. And, yeah. It definitely was a show. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do a later one tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get more of the regular crowd here, for fuck's sake. And a lot of times, another thing is I don't do Monday shows a lot too. I skip Mondays a lot because Monday shows always seem to be pretty shitty. So that's another little negative factor towards today's show. But thank you guys. Links are in the description. Go follow the Discord. Go join the Discord if you want notifications. Second channel as well. Become a member. It's very much appreciated. Support the show. It's a fan-funded show, so it needs your support. And it's very much appreciated. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a wonderful night. And, yeah, take care. See you tomorrow night, okay? Much love.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.